Hello, my name is Mervi Jansson. I'm the CEO of Omnia Education Partnerships. It's a great pleasure to talk about sustainable development and how that relates to vocational education and training today. We really believe that vocational education needs to be more proud of what it's doing. I mean, if things are connecting there and you are actually able to cater to the needs of individuals and the local economy, then that's pretty much ticking the box of you're doing your job, you're making an impact. Quality education is a no-brainer. But when we're talking about VET and SDGs, it's much more than that. It's actually reducing inequalities. So access to VET is, at any point in time for upskilling and reskilling, is a really crucial part of lifelong learning in Finland. We're a small country, but we believe that through our actions, we can have an impact. And we believe that through education and training, and especially through teacher professional development, it's a good opportunity for us to take our place in the international community and then also boost the values that we believe should be apparent in VET. What we started with was a workshop where we really went through the SDGs with the teachers. This has all been done online, by the way, because of COVID-19. About 60% of staff and management and students were well aware of SDGs. So that's a good starting point. But also, now if we go a step further, based on the results, they're now working on our good practice canvas, and they're working at benchmarking cases. And then based on that, they will have a roadmap of where they want to go and what they want to achieve. And of course, they have the same survey that they can use in, let's say, a year or 2 years to make sure that they're on track and see what progress they've made. I think the SDGs are a nice way to see whether your VET is actually aligned with what it's supposed to be delivering and the impact it can have. And of course, nobody's perfect. We're not perfect either. And that's why we need, professional development programs like this one, where people can actually see that, oh, we have a gap there. For instance, in the study, the teacher said that we really need to look at SDGs in work-based learning, because they saw from the study that maybe the sustainable development goals and thinking sustainably had not been really discussed with the workplace mentors. And they could add, some touches and look at the program where they are, for instance, training the workplace mentors. And I thought that was something really tangible, that they thought, this is easy for us to do and we can improve on this. I definitely think it can be basically implemented anywhere. We developed the tool, and the tool has allowed for the teachers and the management to actually measure and see where they are. From peer to peer, exchanging experiences and looking at how we can learn from each other. It's not rocket science. In Finland, actually, VET is very student-centered. So everything that happens in the VET institutions or VET training colleges, it's about the students, and it's very sort of hands-on learning. So we don't separate theory and practice in VET in Finland. So practical VET learning and skills demonstrations take place across the board. If you're studying in, let's say, vehicle technology, they will have a car repair shop where people can bring their cars, etc. So again, the learning is very hands-on. And that's why actually it's a very good way of integrating, let's say, sustainable thinking in practical learning already in the VET institution, so that when they go to jobs and when they're professionals in the future, it's like, printed in their professional identity that this is how a sustainable professional will actually work, and this is the right mindset to have. If you take SDGs as a theoretical course, that, these are the different SDGs and this is how you can implement them, but you don't do it. then it's just theory and it doesn't sink in. But then if you live it, so that you as a professional in the kitchen or in the car repair shop or whatever the environment is, you're actually doing it on a daily basis, then it sort of grows into a practice. And then that's the reality you learn as a student. So when you learn the right professional practices from the beginning, it then becomes a mindset. It's something tangible that you then take as a professional to your workplace. You as a student are making a difference in your professional practice and in the community. So the students learn to be proud professionals from many different angles. One of the challenges is that the industries we're training for in the sectors, they are rapidly changing. So for a teacher to, let's say, stay on top of things, you really need to have the close contacts to the industry and to companies and to stay abreast with what's happening in your sector. Every teacher should have like an individual personalized learning plan on how am I going to, boost my own competence and ensure that you have this mindset of lifelong learning as well. Because how can you teach and convey the importance of that to your students if you're not a living example of it? There are professional communities, and here's where the digital part helps. So I think becoming active in different networks. The European Training Foundation has great networks for one thing, and that doesn't cost anything to be involved. Also in other professional networks online, and a lot of material nowadays is shared online free of cost as well. So being an active member in a learning community brings a lot basically as a professional. So I think that's definitely one thing you can do. But I'm sure that in every country, there are also professional organizations you can join. There are companies that you can talk to, and VETS does have social partners. So sort of being active in engaging the social partners is a big part of where VET can, make a leap into the future. But of course, you need to start the dialogue somewhere, and it needs to be meaningful for both sides. So you need to sort of boldly state that if you're expecting us to, basically train individuals who will be professionals and help you with your company, then we need your help to engage with us in the training process. Being engaged in online communities is one. To keep your ears open and with watchful eyes looking at what is happening in my sector and what is happening in vet teaching and learning. So the sort of online learning opportunities are one thing. Then your own professional community within your school. So your peers, what can you do with your peers? And then let's say the reaching out to the community. So what can you do with stakeholders? What can you do with social partners? That's a good starting point already. I think that in vet, for the teacher and also for the student, the fact that they can reflect who they are as professionals, their identity, what they've learned, how they can apply this, and with whom and in what context they can learn more is really important. So it's not about the competencies as such, but it's about how you apply and how you can reflect on your ability to apply what you've learned as a professional. And that goes for teachers as well. So the sort of humble attitude and reflection about you as a professional, as a teacher, is a big part of the package and about the growth mentality. Learning should be an enjoyable experience. So it should be something that you're looking forward to, and that will help you as a person, that will boost your career and support your employability. I believe that the more we're talking about continuous learning and how that needs to be a part of career development for everybody, then the more pressure it does put on vet and the vet teacher. We're going to be looking at industries, new industries emerging and old ones radically changing. So I think the professional development part and understanding that you as a teacher cannot cater to everybody and all, but the fact that you will have learning communities and different things are learned in different parts of the community, that needs to be an understanding of the future of vet teachers and their careers. So if you're not in a collaborative community already, you need to start looking at that very closely. Also, vet institutions need to start actively promoting learning communities within, so that teachers will be sharing and learning from each other, because the pace of change will only get faster. So we need to find humane ways to respond to that. And if we just push so that the teacher needs to learn and do everything, then they can hire robots in the future. Because I honestly think that it's about the human touch and it's about the coaching and mentoring. So that's something that will stay, but there is no teacher on earth who can cram all that needs to be learnt into his or her brain. So we need to let go of that illusion, and we need to be active as community members, as people supporting the learning of other people, really just being enthusiastic about your sector and what you can do and learn in your sector. It was a pleasure to share what we've done with sustainable development in Finnish vocational education and training. I hope to continue the dialogue in open space, and see you all there.